the mentality of a dealership is month to month. So, how do we think 2 years? What's going to happen in a year? I don't think dealers can grasp that concept overall. Most of them that I know don't.
But Jeff, let me, I'm always kind of, just to stir the pot and get everybody smiling and thinking, I tend to bash our industry. The whole world thinks month to month.
Right.
I mean, if you look at how people live their lives and the way they don't set their goals and the way they continue to do the same dumb things they've always done, only even dumber, it's just the way we roll. I've done many terrible things in my life, okay? I'm not sure I'm ever getting into heaven. Luckily, I'm Jewish, and we believe in a whole different set of rules here. But let me say this to you. I never put anybody in a 96-month finance or an 84-month finance. I'm not an angel. I just thought it was stupid. Because they'd come back and be in love with me and go, let's go, Mr. Feldman. Go where? You're stuck. I think I made Russell smile a couple shows ago when I said, sold a zillion warranties and made a lot of dough. But I never let him do a $100 deductible. I lost a buck or two here or there. Who cares? I wanted, because my managers were too dumb, some of them, to realize when a guy comes in, it's great to say, man, it didn't cost me anything, rather than nobody wants to get nickeled and dimed.
Exactly.
The whole world thinks
so,
short term.
I'll jump in on that one for just 1 second there, Larry. The world works on a 30-day cycle. We all do. We have a monthly budget. We don't have a weekly budget. No one works on a daily budget. They work on a monthly budget, and that is true. But in a business standpoint, most companies work on annuals, not monthlies. Like, you can't go into a Fortune 500 company and say, what's your monthly budget? They don't look at it. They look at quarterly and they look at annually. I spent the summer with a power sports dealership to which they work on an annual budget with monthly programs. So the sales programs are not dictated over a period of 30 days like they are in the car business. They're done on an annual basis. This is your target for the year. You have to achieve that target. But over the month, the OEMs control the financing, and they will up it or lower it based on sales.
But Peter, keep in mind, then we'll jump to Russell and get my boy Mike Larkin in. Russell, I did I got a little lucky, and I did a little bit of a miracle. I got my Cadillac when I took over the Cadillac store. We were at the bottom. We were in a horrible neighborhood. We had an old beat-up building with stand-up radiators. Our idea when we had the new car showings is we'd put tuxedos on the cockroaches. That was about as dressed up as we could ever be. But I really made a big jump, and I did it just common sense. We were Cadillac Hyundai, and the previous general manager was letting everybody sell. Even Hyundai guys, they didn't know a damn thing about Cadillacs. So a BMW guy would come in, and he gets so turned off, it got ugly. So they sent me to the Kellogg School. And I know you're all going to find this hard to believe, but I did everything I could to destabilize the class. I know that's shocking because I conformed so well. And the instructor took a liking to me. And he says, I want to take you out to dinner, Feldman. You're crazy, but I like you. Okay. He says, let me tell you the difference between the corporate world and the car world. I said, sure, I'm game. And he was right. He said, in the car business world, if you meet a guy you like, or he tells a joke, or he gives you good service, you bring him back to the dealership and you hire him on the spot like that. And then if you find out he's the worst criminal on earth, it takes you 7 months to fire him. He said in the corporate world, they take 6 months, they screen you. They find out your kid's DNA, who your wife was married to previously, and then they hire you. And if that's no good, the next day you're fired. So it's a matter of how we look at time, and how we measure time, and where we're going. The yearly thing obviously makes sense if you're looking long term. But everybody on this program knows if you're a GM of a store and you're putting up disappointing numbers for multiple months, it doesn't take long for somebody to go over a financial statement and say, how much worse can we do? Let's get rid of this bum.
Yeah.
By the way, Russ, I said it last week. Your glasses are terrific looking. Very good.
Oh, thank you very much. Hey, I appreciate that. I'm fixing to have to, I wanted to pop in. I'm fixing to go to my anniversary dinner here at Digital Dealer with my beautiful wife. I just wondered. I want you. No. She don't want to meet. She don't want to be on film here. Hey, so I just wanted to say, listen, I love you guys, and I wish I could stay for the whole meeting. I'm sorry I popped in a little bit late, but I just wanted to pop in. You know, it's kind of crazy here. Y'all have been to conferences. It gets really kind of crazy. So, but great talking points. Hire slowly, fire fast, right?
Yep. And Russell, we appreciate you. We respect you. You tell your wife, I'm sure she looks lovely, and
She
happy
does.
anniversary and all that stuff. And we'll catch up with you next week.
Yeah,
you
you
can
will next
regale
week.
us with tales from Digital Dealer.
Oh, I'll have several of those for you. I'm looking forward to it, and y'all have a great night. Okay.
Thank you
care,
so
Russell.
much, my friend.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks. Bye-bye.
Larry, I just wanted to get back to what Jeff was saying there a couple of minutes ago about 2 and 3 year people and longevity. I was reading a couple of weeks ago that the Germain Group had done a study, and they were working on getting their people beyond 3 years. They found that in a study that if they got their people to stay up to 5 years, and this is before the recent spree of buying, I think 6 or 7 more dealerships, that would save the corporation, you're sitting down, $9 million in hiring expense. And they,
Why don't Don, get a hold of these guys. Tell them I just want $1 million, and I'll threaten everybody's life or put an electric ankle bracelet on and monitor them, not let them leave the building.
you know, and they've been able
Can you
to
imagine having $9 billion to burn because your managers aren't smart enough to make people feel part of a team?
You know, as you know, they're very team oriented, and in spite of COVID, if you go on the website for the Toyota dealer in Naples, which is about 10 miles from me now, and you scan their lot, it would look like it was still the 90s, and there's cars all over the place. I mean, they're neatly placed, row upon row upon row. You wouldn't know that there are shortages of any inventory because they are buying cars off the street day and night in the service lane from people off the street. And they're also providing value all the time. They're not gouging people, not doing the 3Gs over list to get cars or to take advantage of people. Service, parts, everything is aligned. They all have the same mission to give the best possible experience to service people, and each person in the company respects each other. In fact, the salespeople there are authorized to appraise automobiles. Of course, they, you know, when they finally come down to doing the deal, the sales manager or the used car manager will finalize the deal. But to get to that point, everyone has some empowerment. That's how you do it.
Makes sense.
So-
Mr. Larkin, I'm
just
sorry,
give me
Peter.
1 second before you jump in there, Michael. So there's a key right there. Empowerment, employee empowerment, getting the employees engaged. If you have your employees engaged, you are going to get a 55% lift in performance. And that is shown by all the great dealer groups. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey guys, I think what's missing on the onboarding, to Jeff's point, have any of these managers ever watched Simon Sinek? You know, the TED Talk he gave in 2009. It's a 9-minute video. It's just, hey, why are you here? Why are you going to make this into a career other than a job? You know, it's up to them to tell the managers that, but it's up to the manager to ask why. And I don't get it why they don't do that. It's maybe laziness or the fact that they can't sit still, ants the pants, or we got to get our 30 days in, and that mentality is running around.
While
Yeah,
my favorite Peter is Peter Smith, we need a different Peter to describe how we got into this conundrum. I used conundrum twice in one show, and that's the Peter principle. That's let's raise somebody up to their level of incompetency. You can be an amazing salesman and a terrible manager. You can be a terrible salesman and be a perfect manager. It depends on how your skills fit in with what's needed and what's required. And I mean, listen, we're the auto industry. We do great. Everybody's making money. We're rolling on. The smart people know how to operate and keep going. But do we all agree that a lot of managers, and not just in the car business, in a lot of fields, just aren't really equipped to do what they're supposed to do? And the resulting thing is, if you don't know, if you have a navigation system and you don't put in the coordinates, you're never going to get there. Mr.